All right, ladies and gentlemen, we should be live. I am going to take a second just to double check both YouTube channels that we go live on every single Monday for our Monday kickoff. There's one, there's two. We're officially live. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Let's see. I got to probably mute these YouTube channels. Okay, cool. All right. I got Jenny Sells Miami in here and Kathy Zalavar with us today. Thank you, ladies, for joining me this morning. Those of you that are joining us for the first time, this is our Freedom Monday kickoff call. If you have never registered to this and you fell into this by accident, you can go to freedommondayKickoff.com. You'll register there and you'll get notifications when we're going to go live and what link is going to be used, where we're going to be live, because we always push out live to YouTube. Why do we do that? Because we want to get this message out to the world. And what is the purpose of a Freedom Monday kickoff? Well, the purpose is to get your head out of the idea that Monday's a bad day, right? Like we all grew up with this shit. We all talk about it, right? Like, oh no, it's Monday. I got to go to school, blah, 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 right? Like now it's like, oh no, it's Monday. I got to go to work. And the message here is that if you feel that way about your particular job, we might have to talk about an industry change, right? Because you should be excited to get back to work. You should be excited to do the things that you do every day. Because if it doesn't excite you in one way or another, by the way, sometimes people are utilitarian and they hate their job, but they make a lot of money and that excites them. That's fine. That's what it is, right? Some people are charitable. Some people are about the people and they feel like their job may not pay them enough, but they love the people that they're associated with. They love what they do every single day. And that matters too, right? So depending on who you are out there listening to us today, getting you kicked off on a Monday morning, 8:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in Cali, good morning. And we're super excited to be with you guys today. So ladies, what I wanted to talk about today was pain. And you know, every week we get on here and we talk about the things you need to do and the things you have to do, and you know, the calls you got to make, and the consistency you have to create, and the discipline you have to have, and all this other stuff that goes into building a business, right? And equally into building a family, right? There's a discipline that goes into taking care of your kids, your family, your spouse, consistency in it. You know, Jenny's right now in her car with her husband, headed up to St. Pete to support families hurt by the hurricane. You know, Kathy and I were just talking about how I think it's your brother, right, Kathy?
Mm-hmm. My cousin.
Or her cousin's in the industry of insurance. So he's in the Carolinas right now dealing with post-hurricane stuff. And so, you know, listen, ladies and gentlemen, there are a lot of people going through a lot of pain right now, right? And let me explain to you guys why this came up for me. And I wrote a bunch of notes, and I'm going to go through it, and we're going to have a quick discussion. Oh, and by the way, if you're tuning in for the first time, this is a 15-minute call. We're not trying to get you up at early in the morning to listen to us for an hour and a half, okay? It's a 15-minute call. We're pumped up, and we just want to get you going, right? So you may or may not know this, but I suffer from rheumatoid arthritis, right? I've had arthritis for a very long time. And I probably shouldn't have it. It's an anomaly at my age and as for as long as I've had it, right? And last night was one of those nights. And if you know anything about arthritis, when it rains and it's humid, your body reacts in a very different way, right? And so last night was one of those nights where my entire body was like, F you, like you put a bunch of old man cream on, take some, you know, pain pills and lay down because we're done, right?
Wow.
And you start thinking about those things and you know, okay, well, tomorrow morning I got to get up and go to the gym. And tomorrow morning I got a long day of meetings, and tomorrow morning, so forth and so on. And so it's almost like, you know, understanding that there will always be a measure of pain in your life, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, whatever it is, there's always going to be some sort of pain or a measure of pain in your life. And pain is a message telling you to change something, right? And so people might be wondering right now, like you're listening to me, you're going, okay, Dave, but you got arthritis, right? Like, you know, what is that message, right? And the message is simple. It's health, right? I got to take better care of myself, right? I got to lean down maybe on some of the, workouts I'm doing. I got to eat maybe a little bit different. I got to see the doctor more often, right? All these things that our man doesn't want to do, right? Like, I'm just being 100% honest with you, right? And so, being able to admit, like going to the doctor, taking a medication, maybe, like so forth and so on, all of that matters. And these are messages that are being sent to your life. And sometimes, and I know that we're all religious here because I know who I'm on the screen with. Sometimes that message is not so clear when it's happening, right? Sometimes that message comes to you and it's painful, and you're going through something in your life, like these folks that are going through this hurricane right now. God bless them. The message may not be clear about what's happening in their lives right now, but what we do understand is that everything happens for a reason, right? And there's this old joke that I say all the time. I say, God will only give you what you can handle, but man, I wish he didn't trust me so much, So ladies, I'm gonna let you guys chime in. What do you think about this subject? Jenny, you're muted, by the way, just in case.
Yeah, I didn't want the outside noises to be interrupting, but
You're
I agree
good.
with you, my friend. I think we're definitely, we're always in an evolving stages, within our families, within our businesses, and with that comes the highs and the lows, and it comes, sadly, with pains, and I think it's how you get through it that really, makes it all worthwhile. And I think the mindset is going to be key on everything. It's not that you don't have that pain every, time it rains, but it's how you, adapt to it. It's how you, your outlook on it as well,
Yep.
Absolutely. Agreed. I would say also, like, your pains and your losses, is not what really defines you. It's how you handle what comes out at the other end for you, what you're able to do. Did you learn the lesson? Did you improve something in your life? And that is what's ultimately going to define you. And, pain comes in a lot of ways. It doesn't necessarily have to be like the loss of like your home or like something physical. It could also be your mental health. And a lot of people struggle with that. I'm one of them. And it's sometimes a daily. It's not once in a while. No, it's a daily struggle for people that have that pain and to deal with. And it is painful. It is painful because when you have something that you cannot really control, or it takes a lot for you to be able to control it, to function, again, it's having that strength and that vision and trying to do everything that you can to push yourself, and that's going to help yourself be a little bit better every day.
You said something really interesting. You said, sometimes it's a daily, and how you react to it
Yes.
is what defines you, right?
Yes.
And that's interesting. I love that you said that, because I wrote this down. I said, use pain to your advantage, lean into it, feel it, because it's only temporary.
Yes.
Right. And so when you think about that, it takes practice, right? Because it's very easy to allow the pain to enter your body. It's very easy to point at the pain and go, oh, this hurts. I'm done. I'm sitting down. Like, it's very easy to say at the gym, oh, this is too painful. I don't want to come back anymore. Or it's very easy to say, this person hurt my feelings, so I can't go back to that office anymore. Or, it's very easy to do that. It's much, much harder to react in a way where it is an advantage for you. It's much harder to say, I'm going to get up anyway. It's much harder to say, I'm going to do this anyway. It's much harder to say, no, I'm going back to the office because that's where my money's at. It's much harder to do those actions and take those positions in your life than it is to just allow the pain in, right? And I don't know why that is. And psychologically, I can come up with, 12 different ways on why our body's allowed to do it. We always talk about how the brain is a self-defense mechanism, right? So when it says it hurts, the brain's going to go, sit down. It hurts. What are you doing? Why are we doing this? You know what I mean? And so ideally, what we have to do is we have to combat that particular thing. And every day, and I wrote it down, use it to your advantage, lean into it, feel it, accept it, feel it. It's pain. Feel it, then use it to your advantage, and understand that it's only temporary. In the Marine Corps, we have this saying, pain is a weakness leaving the body, right?
Yeah.
And when you're in the Marine Corps, you think they're just trying to brainwash you, right? Like
I have that shirt.
You know, when you're in the Marine Corps, you think they're trying to brainwash you. They're like, pain is only weakness leaving the body. You're like, you're only telling me that because you want me to keep running, you know? And it's
so true. It's so true.
They want you to keep running.
Yeah.
But
In every sense of the word.
David,
Right?
you know, it's funny because this weekend I went to 2 events. We had a church business forum, and I happened to go to, the Grant Cardone Enterprises on a field trip with my daughter on Friday. And in both scenarios, you know, coaching platforms, you know, business related mindset, but it all also plays out to writing things down and having your goals and your mindset right, and going ahead and also planning and preparing for the future. Because, you know, obviously if there's pain, there isn't, you know, that's not something you're writing down, right? But if you're focusing on the future, if you're focusing on that outcome, if you're focusing on that, you know, direction, you're also going to be able to get through that pain that's going to come, but with a purpose, with a drive, with a passion for whatever it is, whether it's the family life, whether it's the business life, whatever it comes with. But, you know, obviously the physical pain is one thing, but you're also going to say, well, you know what, I got to get better because tomorrow I have this that I need to do to be able to get to that long-term goal, you know. And I think that really also, I realize that people say plan and prepare, but people are not actually taking the time to write things down and putting it into play. You know, and I think that if we focus on the positive, and again, it is a lot of mindset, because we're all going to hurt mentally, physically, whatnot. We're all hurting one way or another emotionally. But I think that if we have the right mindset and we plan and prepare for the future, it helps us get there a lot faster and a lot better.
What an incredible opportune time for you to say that too, because we're coming up on 2025, right? And so when you said write things down, it immediately triggered me to think it needs to be a part of your business plan. Your ability to emotionally handle your business needs to become a part of your business plan. Kathy, you were going to say something.
Yeah, and I was going to say that everything that both of you said, you know, which is absolutely right. And the good thing, and I guess the outcome that everybody needs to understand, is that when you do that, and when you do overcome that pain, and you, whatever it may be, it's a confidence that's going to be built in yourself, with yourself, and within yourself. And David, you were talking about that the last time I was on, about, you know, how you could have people walk in and they have all this confidence and they believe in themselves. Well, guess what, guys? If you struggle with things and you have this pain, and you yourself help yourself overcome that pain, guess what? Yes, when you walk into a room, you're going to have an extra little bit of confidence, and that will build on. So, you know, that's also something good to look forward to, is that, you know, you're going to gain, not only will your business probably be better in so many ways, and your relationships will be better, but also you'll be going to be better with yourself, because now you're going to believe a little bit more in yourself and
Absolutely.
be more confident.
Absolutely. All right. I'm going to go through some of the final notes that I put down. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, there's always going to be someone out there, someone. And I'm telling you, it's going to happen this week to you. You're going to realize them. You're going to see them, because you're going to be listening to this. And now you're going to pay attention. There's always going to be someone out there that's going to doubt you, that's going to overlook you, that's going to undervalue you, that's going to try to underpay you, that's going to talk the talk but not walk the walk, that's going to be with you but not for you. And you got to pay attention to these things, because, guys, ladies and gentlemen, those folks, those people, they will insert unnecessary pain into your lives. And we talk about this all the time. Watch your circle and keep it tight, because that circle is important. And we were talking to my kids about this last week. Watch the people that you allow into your life, because they'd be the first ones to talk about you, right? Remember that pain is a reminder that you are alive. And if you really think about this for a minute, the fact that we all woke up, opened our eyes, took a deep breath, sat up, put our feet on the ground is a blessing, period. And the story, God gave us another opportunity to push forward, to do something greater, to do things in our lives, right? It is a reminder that you're alive. Pain is a weakness. It is something that you have to combat. It is something that you need to practice combating. It is something that will never, ever end. This is not something that you practice and win at one day and become the champion of it. No, it is something that you will have to work on for the rest of your life. So understanding all this stuff, I'll leave you with this. We are in a world of entrepreneurship. And as entrepreneurs, we sacrifice a lot. We sacrifice family time. We sacrifice time with friends. We sacrifice a lot to do what we do on a daily basis. We sacrifice time. We sacrifice money. We sacrifice emotion. We sacrifice our physical and mental selves. And this is not an easy road to travel. But I will tell you that it is a road that has been traveled. It is a road that has left you clues. It is a road that has maps and trips and everything that you can figure out on the way. All you have to do is open your eyes and pay attention, and do not let the shit that comes onto the road to distract you, the shiny objects, the nonsense, the pain, the people. Don't let them distract you. Keep pushing forward. Like Jenny said, write it down, understand what the real goal is, and work towards the goal so that you don't have to be focused on the nonsense happening right now. If you focus on the goal, then you know where you're going and you can push through the nonsense. You know, Donald Trump once said, you cannot be a successful entrepreneur unless you can handle pain and stress. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care how you feel about Donald Trump. I don't care if he's your guy or not your guy, but you know for one thing for sure, that man has undergone the craziest amounts of pain and stress that anyone out there could ever handle, from indictments to being shot at. You, the normal person, would have fallen apart a long, long time ago, right? The normal person would be crying in a corner somewhere, and he's made it through, and he's proven that if you can't handle the pain and you can't handle the stress, you can't do the job. So what we are challenging you with today is to open your eyes and pay attention to the people and the things and the environments that try to insert pain, whether it be mental, physical, emotional, whatever it is, into your lives, and put them at arm's distance and keep focusing on the goal. Thank you, ladies, for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys very much. And we'll see you guys next week.
We'll see you.
Good luck, Jenny. Good luck.
Thank you, guys. And remember, everything's a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
There it is. There it is.
Best of luck.